What's up everyone, Yaniv here and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to talk about how to really make money on Amazon FBA. So for those of you who don't know and not aware for some reason about Amazon FBA and stumbled upon this channel, basically guys, it's a program that has been started by Amazon to allow people like you and me to sell stuff through their platform, through their website, and get access to their customers. And essentially anyone with an internet connection and a laptop is able to actually sell through their platform. It's basically available to anyone in the world, and that kind of allows anyone to be able to build a passive income stream for themselves. Obviously front-loaded work, but nonetheless a passive income stream. So let's take this back a bit. About a year and a half ago, I started on Amazon FBA, but even before then, I tried a lot of things. I've gone through a lot of processes and my fair share of failures. So I've tried social media marketing, I tried Facebook ads, I've tried just a ton of stuff in kind of the niche, and nothing clicked except for Amazon. I found out about Amazon because actually a friend of mine, came across it on the internet, searching up how to make money online, how to build passive income and stuff like that, and introduced me to Amazon, and I decided that that was actually a great kind of thing for me because everything fit exactly the way I wanted my life to be. Amazon allowed me to picture the life that I wanted. So obviously, once I heard about this, I actually, obviously went online and started, searching up videos and learning, probably like many of you guys are doing right now, trying to figure out exactly what this is and how to get this going, or, if this is actually a viable route, if people are actually making money like this, and trying to learn exactly, what you need to be doing in every kind of thing about Amazon. And, obviously looking back at it, it's been a year and a half that I've been selling on Amazon. And like I said, looking back on it, obviously isn't exactly what I thought it was when I was starting off. So that's why I'm making this video. All right, I want you guys to have a fast track to success because in this video I'm going to show you guys exactly what really matters on Amazon and what I actually kind of wish I had when I was starting off, something that I wish I could have watched that would have helped me kind of understand everything and understand the 20% of the things that will eventually bring me the 80% of the results. So basically we're going to talk about the few things that are going to bring you kind of the majority of the results, and I'm going to try to show you guys how to kind of sell as much as you possibly can with the few things I have here on the list. We're going to look at specifically 3 things that I had narrowed it down to. There's a long list, but these are the 20% of the things that will bring you 80% of the results. And like I said, I wish I had something like this when I was first starting off. So these aren't the only important things, obviously, but they are the in my eyes, some of the most important bits that you're going to need to know. So before we do get started, 2 things, all right? One, if you guys, are interested in this stuff after this video, you want to get started with Amazon, there are, free, resources and stuff like that in the description to help you guys out, starting on Amazon and stuff like that. So if you guys are interested in that, definitely check that out. You can also join the free Advanced Amazon FBA Soldiers Facebook group down below as well. You can join us there, big community, 22 or 2,300 people at this point. So come on down, join that, and get active in the group, meet more like-minded people. And number 2, if you want to just fast track this whole thing and you want to get straight to the learning, I have a course link in the description, the Amazon FBA Fast Track course. You can go down there and enroll. But essentially, if you don't understand these next 3 things that we're going to talk about, you're going to have some really, really big problems starting off on Amazon and in your whole Amazon journey. So if you just came across this video and you're just looking to get started on Amazon, or you have already started, or you've started and you're not really seeing the success that you want to be seeing, then this video is definitely going to be for you. And these are going to be the kind of things you need to be focusing on to see that success. So firstly, let's talk about the first principle. The first thing that we're going to talk about here is creating your own blue ocean. So you're probably asking me, like, what the hell does that mean? And why am I even talking about this? But essentially, guys, basically what this is it's kind of a strategy that I think was popularized by a book called, I think, The Blue Ocean Strategy or something like that. And basically goes like there are 2 different kind of oceans per se, right? There's the blue ocean, where competition doesn't really matter, nothing is really affected by outside means, right? And we'll go into depth about that in just a second. And then there's also a red ocean, where it has already it's very cutthroat, and it's kind of bloodied with competition, and people kind of fighting over and killing themselves over the customer. So to backtrack, in a blue ocean, the competition is irrelevant. The rules of the game have not been set yet, right? No one knows, how competition is going to affect it. You have come into a market, you have, kind of identified a market and have gone into something that is different than everybody else. And in a red ocean, it's something that has already been bloodied, or already something that has been, oversaturated with different options for the customer. So basically, one main thing to ask yourself when you're going into any products on Amazon or anything in general is, am I doing the same thing that everybody else is doing? Have I really, changed anything? Have I improved anything? Have I added value in any way? Or am I just doing exactly what everyone else is doing? And sometimes, to be honest, really all you have to do to create, your blue ocean is something as simple as, sometimes just changing a color, right? If there's something that's like, for example, let's say a woman's product, okay? And you notice that in the market, there isn't a pink option or something like that, right? There isn't something catering itself to the main demographic, which is women. Sometimes it's just as easy to come out with something that is, let's say, pink, and that in itself will create your own kind of small blue ocean. It's something different. It's something that nobody else is offering. And if you are in there first, especially on Amazon, you have a huge advantage when you're first. Competition doesn't matter at this point because you're offering something to the customer that isn't otherwise available. So that's number one. Are you doing what everyone else is doing? Are you just releasing a product that everyone else is? And if you're not, are you really adding value? Is this something that people actually care about, or is it, completely useless to them and no one really cares about your bundle or the, improvement that you made? Sometimes less is more, but you need to make sure that you're actually providing the value that people want. All right, so that's number one. Number two is a little bit different, and probably a lot of you guys will kind of question this one, but the problem with a lot of new sellers and a lot of sellers in general is that they're always looking to detail. Sometimes you need to take a step back, okay, and look at the bigger picture. Sometimes that is really the most important part. Lots of people, right? This is a known fact. Lots of people, and even most people, I would say, most people who are looking to start on Amazon, get stuck in one particular phase, and you guys guessed it, it is product research. All right, a lot of the time people will just settle on a product that they think is good, that looks good, and they will fail to think about the bigger picture. And I don't blame them. A lot of the time, a lot of gurus, a lot of different Amazon sellers, different people, all they really talk about is finding a product, okay, that has good margins, a good price point, and has good demand. and when you look at that, you fail to look sometimes at the bigger picture. Sometimes a product that might seem worse and on the front end is actually a much better product for the bigger picture. A lot of these sellers aren't looking at that bigger picture. And what the hell does that mean, right? They're not asking, am I going to grow a brand with this? Am I going to launch more products under this brand and expand this into something that is greater than just Amazon FBA, right? Are we going to move this into, off Amazon? Are we going to grow a brand, a kind of international brand where it's not simply on Amazon US? Because in reality, guys, you want to be thinking about, 5-10 years down the line, where you see your brand, where you see your products being sold and found. And if you're constantly just thinking about, finding, quality products, let's say with just high demand and, low competition and, good price point, which is fair, right? That's good. But if you're not looking at the bigger picture, you're going to actually, stifle your success in the long term. Things like building an audience or, an email list are so overlooked by a lot of people. And the ones who actually do, look at that and do spend their time optimizing for those things are going to be the only sellers that really succeed down the year or down the line in 5 or 10 years. So all the questions that we asked are incredibly important questions that, I guarantee probably most of you have never asked yourselves and never thought about, because, it's hard to look at the bigger picture when you may be struggling financially right now, or you may be looking for, an extra income stream and you're just kind of looking for the short term. A lot of the time, I'm sure a lot of people who watch this are going to be just happy with making an extra $1,000 a month. And in reality, yes, that's amazing, but you got to be thinking, down the road. You got to be thinking for the long term. Do you want to be making $1,000 a month for just 1 year? Or do you want to be able to grow this into something that can provide for you for, you know, the rest of your life potentially. I even had a video on one of these things mentioning about how you can actually build successful brands, and, you know, either they can sit there and generate you, you know, profit for, you know, extended periods of time for as long as you're nurturing it and growing it, or even in some cases you can look to actually just sell it for 25 times multiple on exactly what you're making, you know, per month. These are things to consider. These are things to know, because when you build them properly, you know, the value of your company goes up a lot. So the second thing, okay, is that you need to be thinking 5 to 10 years down the line. You need to be thinking about building an actual brand rather than building highly profitable products. This is something that was not mentioned when I was starting off, and it's, you know, starting to become more serious now, because people are seeing that, you know, if you don't do it this way, it's not a sustainable source of income if you're not building out a, you know, a brand with email lists and with customer loyalty and with an audience. This is the way to build it. And I'm not saying you have to do this in the first, you know, month or 2 months that you're doing this, but you can't rest on your laurels with something like this. You need to always be thinking about growing your brand and improving your brand presence. So number 2 is build a brand. Number 3 is potentially one of the most important things on Amazon, incredibly overlooked by a lot of people, and it is your product photography. And if you don't nail this, guys, and if you don't invest properly in this, okay, you will actively be sabotaging your own success. You'll be leaving money on the table, and you will be, you know, kind of orchestrating the demise of your own brand that you spend so long building. And in reality, this is, you know, probably the most important thing to learn about Amazon, is that pictures are an investment. And I'm going to show you guys exactly what I mean by that in just a second. We're going to cut to my computer, and I'm going to show you guys exactly where people look when they are on Amazon. All right, so now that we're here, okay, this is actually a heat map from, you know, a study about Amazon and you know, where people are looking. Now this is, you know, it's different because it's a book, but essentially it is the same thing. Okay, there are 2 main heat map things that people look at when they come in here. Basically, this is an eye tracking study, and, you know, the really red is where people are spending the most time looking at stuff, and the you know, kind of less stuff, you know, kind of less red, yes, yellow, and the blue is, you know, even less than that. So essentially, right away, people are looking right at the middle of your picture. Wow, okay. Anyways, they're looking right at the middle of your picture. And also, what are they looking at? Obviously, your reviews. Now, that's why reviews are so important. That's one thing they look at more. But as you can see over here, okay, is where most people are looking, right at your first image, right at the thing that matters the most, along with reviews. One of those we have total control over, which is the pictures. You know, we obviously have some sort of control with the reviews, but, you know, with email sequences and with, you know, inserts and stuff like that to kind of incentivize, well, not incentivize reviews, but kind of get people to be more likely to leave reviews and to kind of control your reviews in a sense. You can't control reviews though anywhere near as well as you can control your pictures and your images. So obviously, like you saw in the image, you know, picture is the most important part of your listing that you can control. Okay, so knowing that information, you know, what can we do about this? What can we how can we use that to, you know, use it to our benefit and to compete on Amazon in a different level and different class from other people there? Well, it's very simple, right? A lot of people don't spend money on pictures. So what do? You spend money on good professional pictures. I know many people can't afford to spend, you know, crazy money on pictures, but in reality, just having one good picture can pay for itself, you know, 1,000 times over. And I've personally seen this from my own, you know, products, where one good image, one good main image can completely change the conversion rates on your product, like your click-through rates on your product, and cause it to become, you know, wildly profitable. Like I say a lot on this channel, right? Good pictures are an investment, not an expense. And that's where a lot of people go wrong. There are many ways to get, you know, good quality pictures, and if you can't afford them and you can't get them professionally done, then, you know, you can, you know, there's a lot of sketchy ways to get pictures. You can go online, find some pictures that way, and, you know, obviously, you know, this is at your own risk, but you can go online, find pictures that way, you know, stick your logo on them, or kind of, there's just a lot of different things you can do that I won't mention here, and to get high quality images for your product. But never, I repeat, never, okay, ever do the pictures yourself, okay? And I know this may be hard for some of you guys to understand, but I'm gonna do this bluntly, okay, guys? If you think you can take product photography, okay, you're wrong. If you have done product photography in the past, then, by all means, do that. If you're a professional product photographer, then do that. But if you just know, or you think you know how to take good pictures, if you have some sort of DSLR lying around or some sort of camera lying around, and you think that you take nice pictures, but you have never done it product photography, it's very, very different. Okay, you need to know how to manipulate the objects. You need to know how to make it look good. And I repeat, guys, do not do the pictures yourself. I've had so many times. I've gotten students, I've gotten just subscribers messaging me and asking me what's wrong with my listing, why am I not selling? And probably 90% of the time, it's because their pictures are crap. Okay, so do not do the pictures yourself. I'm sorry, but I'm really doing this for your own success. I'm saying these things to open your eyes and avoid you making these mistakes that will cost you so much down the line. All right, so now that I'm done, bashing people who think they can, kind of take their own product photography, but really can't, let's actually go into some kind of tips that I have for you guys in terms of getting professional, pictures taken, and some things to kind of look for and to ask your professional photographer to do for you. All right, there's a few, tips to increase conversions, and I'll tell you guys exactly what those are. So here are some tips that are going to be incredibly valuable for you guys, right? So on Amazon, right, even though we're trying to create our own blue ocean, like I said in step one, okay, we don't want to completely reinvent the wheel. We want to add a, value or a different option or something like that, right? So when we are, talking about, Amazon in particular, with product photography, we can actually improve on some stuff, but the main thing should be a skeleton of what is already working. So what you want to do is find your biggest competitor or someone that's selling something that is similar to yours or something that, is just the closest thing to yours, and see what they are doing. Okay, so, there are many factors that, result in success for a product, the price point, the reviews, the pictures, etc., right? But one factor we can pull out and kind of dissect are the images. Look at their main image, look at the rest of their images, see the angles that are being taken, see what's happening there that is causing it to be successful. So like I said, the important things to look at are, the angles, the distances, the, just different things that make the picture good. And then we want to replicate it and we want to improve on it, right? And what do I mean by improve? Okay. I could just say improve and leave it at that, but I'm going to actually show you guys some things that you can implement into your images, particularly to make them stand out and to actually make them even better than, your competitors by using what they're doing, but improving on it. Now, there are, I think, 3 things, and we're going to get through them very quickly. So imagine you found a product, okay, that's doing very, very well, but you see, that it's kind of very small in its Amazon main image, right? Everyone is given the same kind of canvas space for your image to create as much as you can from it. Now, let's get into the computer. I'm going to show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. So when you see in here, right, there on one side, you'll see it's a thermometer, okay? It's just a thermometer for some, I don't know, whatever, cooking, whatever. You can see that on one side, okay, there's a lot more white space and the product is, looks smaller than the one on the right. Even though they both have the same image space, one of them seems a lot bigger and is going to catch your attention a lot faster. So if you found, let's say, a competitor and you see that, their product kind of looks small in the image and it doesn't seem like it's taking up as much room, and you yourself can just kind of just blow it up a little bit, make it bigger, show them, show them the whole product, catch some eyes by taking up more of that white space. That in itself can be a huge, differentiator and can increase conversions by a lot. So as you can see here, right, one is $24 and one of them is $15, and yet it's still making, almost $100,000 more than this one. It's the same company, right? But this one, just from, I'm sure there's different reasons with it, why one is making more or not. But, this one has almost 5,000 reasons. This one only has 1,000, yet it's still making a lot more money. And I believe that one of those reasons is because it just catches your attention much better. A bigger image is proven to draw more eyes. So tip number 2, all right, if in your pictures, or rather in your product, you have, improved, enhanced, or, kind of just made something better, then show it in your images, make it known. And I don't mean, write it out, be like, extra thick or extra, whatever, right? Or durable or, whatever. If you did a differentiation, if you improved or enhanced your product, don't just tell it to people. The idea behind it is to actually incept the idea into, kind of the person, and you incept it through your pictures. So as you can see on the screen, guys, this is not an amazing example at all whatsoever, but this is just something I found quickly in the same thermometer niche thing, and definitely not a good example, okay? But it's showing you what I mean by this point, okay? So as you can see here, right, you see some sort of, thermometer or whatever, and you can see this right here. Okay, so this is just a Bluetooth or a Wi-Fi or whatever signal that shows us that you can actually use a phone, right? So the phone with this, is be able, you can pair it. Now, are they telling you, hey, Bluetooth, compatible, pairing compatible from your phone? They're not writing it out, but something as simple as showing these kind of waves right here, these waves, is enough to imply what they mean and what it actually is providing you. So maybe while other people don't actually have this connection and aren't able to control from their phone, this product right here is able to do it, and they're easily conveying this option through the through the images. They're not telling you, they're showing you. So don't tell, but show. The most effective pictures on Amazon aren't the ones that are going to explain everything and have a ton of words. They're the ones that you can just look at and instantly understand what the benefits of them are, why they're better than the competition, and why you should purchase them rather than others. So very, very important key. Use it, take some creativity. So I know people are scared of this, but take some time and be creative for once, okay? Commit to yourself and put your all into this. And another pro tip is 3D renders. This has worked unbelievably well for me in the past. Incredible results from something as simple as a 3D render. Now, this stuff isn't necessarily easy to get done. You need to have someone who actually knows what they're talking about, knows what they're doing to actually make this effective, because this is one of those things that, if not done correctly, will actually hurt you more than it will help you. So on the screen, guys, I have 2 different 3D renders, and hopefully you guys can see the benefits and the drawbacks of this, right? So as you can see on the left side, it is these things that look almost like better than real life. They look unbelievably good. In my personal opinion, they look amazing, right? This is an amazing 3D rendering job. This looks like very, very nice and professional and just very clean. Now on the on the other side, we have a 3D rendering job gone very wrong. This looks very bad, very low budget, and your brand message is just showing right through it. Just it's showing the customer that they're not serious, they're not a big brand, they're not going to provide and take the time that it takes to kind of make it. If they can barely get their pictures right, how is their product going to be, right? So that is one of the biggest kind of things you have to watch out for. So you obviously can see the difference between the two, and if you guys want to get 3D renders, if you guys want to get professional pictures, right, there's only one place that I now trust to do my things, only one place that I will ever get my professional pictures done and my renders done, because I've tried many times. I have videos on this in the past where I've tried on Fiverr, I've tried on other stuff, and it just really, people say they know how to do stuff, but in reality they don't. So now I do this on Jungle Market, and it's basically just a, like a Fiverr thing or an Upwork, where people are specifically vetted for being able to do the jobs that they're saying when it pertains to Amazon FBA. So it's all Amazon FBA. So if you guys want to check this out, link in the description, okay? It's an affiliate link. If you don't want to use it, search up Jungle Market on Google, go there and pick up your pictures and your 3D renders from there, because that is just one pro tip that is something that I do now. So as those were the 3 things that I wish I had known when I started off, and I wish I had this video to kind of show me the 20% of the stuff that will give me the 80% of the results. Number 1, create your blue ocean. Are you really coming out with something valuable, or are you doing the same that everyone else is doing? Number 2, are you thinking about the long term, or are you kind of looking for a quick cash grab? Because trust me, whatever you kind of set in your mind to accomplish with this is exactly what you're going to accomplish. So if you're trying to accomplish a quick cash grab, you might do that, but again, it will be quick and it will not be sustainable. So think exactly what you want to be doing for the next 5-10 years, and build your brand, build your companies around that. And number 3, potentially the most important in this whole video, is get your pictures done right the first time. Saying either do it, do it once, do it right once, or do it twice. And guys, when you just invest into pictures like this, when you invest into good quality pictures, it will pay you back 1,000-fold. So those are the 3 things I know will help you guys out in your Amazon journey. That was it for this video, guys. Remember to like, subscribe, and comment. And I'll see you guys very, very soon. Peace.